because often we come across those and look at this injury and you think, what must I do to get the sportsman back on the field very quickly? So I decided to look at it in the aspect of module 1. We're going to look at diagnosis. So when you look at sports injury and how to manage them, the important thing for us is to know what is a diagnosis. Firstly, treat anatomy. Now, if we have a look at anatomy, you know, that stuff we all learned at varsity and we kind of forgot it on the shelf, that's what anatomy is about. And your muscles, your tendons, the bones, the ligaments, they're extremely important when we have an injury. And it's not just academic. It helps for your recovery and it helps for your rehabilitation afterwards to know what is involved. So you've got to check above and below the injury. Surface anatomy. This is important to see basically your patient's active mobility, and also includes initial core stability within the pattern, as well as available hip extension. Now, they get a 3 if they can take that foot past the dowel, between the mid-thigh and as I said. If the vertical line of malleus between the mid-thigh and the patella, in other words, when they raise the leg, doesn't go past that dowel, then they get a 2. And if they can hardly raise it, then they get a 3. So then we look at a trunk push-up. And I always say the important thing is that when they do a push-up, that they raise up as a unit and not like a snake. Start very early with rehabilitation. So we would start sooner rather than later. I like to start within day 1 with some basic things. Even if they're standing with a foot in an ice bath, you can do some proprioception. But for a sportsman, it's important to have early rehab. In treating an athlete, it's important for us to know that we're treating the athlete and not the diagnosis. I have had people come there with horrific MRIs and X-rays,